Hello everybody and welcome to the Coach Oak Show on Coach Oak TV. Welcome to the Season 2 of the UPC. You saw, I think, one battle of Season 1 as a thank you to Splurge for creating a beautiful logo for our team. So thank you again to Splurge. Shout out right off the top to him. But anyways, we are going to bring you Season 2 of the UPC onto YouTube. I've decided to put forth YouTube League level of effort. This league is one that the front office crew kind of moderates together or enforces together. So shoutouts to Honor for creating the league, who you've seen with Team Fire Rising from the TTBL, as well as the PR Echo guys who are still dipping us for TTBL, which is why you have never seen that video of that semis, because it hasn't happened still. So even though they're dipping on us, you know, it's fine. Just means they're scared. So anyways, we have the draft breakdown for Season 2 of the UPC. So first, to get into what the Iki Town Incineroar has drafted, we need to figure out what the tiers are, as we have switched up our tiers a little bit. As you know, UPC is the unbanned Pokemon Classic. So we've unbanned even more Mons for Season 2, because that's just how we roll. So we have the S tier, which last year the S tier was things that were kind of low Ubers type thing, you know, like that. We had Darkrai at one point, we had Mega Mawile at one point, and we had Protein Greninja at one point. So stuff that's like, it's banned from draft leagues, but it's not like super out there type thing. That is now the A tier. And now we have the S tier, which is the like wholeheartedly like, yeah, no, not in draft league type mons. The only things off the top of my head that are still remaining banned are the Mega Mewtwo's, the Primals, Mega Ray, and Arceus. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but there might be something I'm missing there. That are Xerneas are what are remaining banned. So we have the S tiers of things like normal Groudon, we've got Yveltal, Giratina, things like that. And then we have the A tiers that have everything from Deoxys Defense to, I'm trying to think of another example, Mega Blaziken. There you go. Then we have one tier 1, 1 tier 2, 2 tier 3s, 1 tier 4, 1 tier 5. And we have 4 free slots that start at 340 points but can go up in points depending if we take a lower, like an S2 tier type thing. Once again, check out the awesome logo by Splurge, right on site, staring you down. So our first pick, we were number 3 pick in the draft. I really wanted Mewtwo, but unfortunately, Honor took it number 1. And we were really debating between Marshadow and Mega Salamence, and then Marshadow went number 2. And I kind of liked my Mega Salamence plan better, even though I think Marshadow is slightly more effective for League. I really wanted to use Mega Salamence, because I just think, you know, that level of bird spam is just, you know, they have to bring their check to it, and it can beat a lot of the checks to it, and, you know, things like that, that I feel like they can only really revenge, and as long as you protect that Ice type weakness with some other good mons, we can really do some damage. So we went with Mega Salamence. Might have been slightly early for it because there were still some pretty incredible things on the board. But because this thing did give us 20 extra points, which can move up a free tier spot, 1 tier, can turn tier 5 free to tier 4, etc., etc. So that's pretty valuable in a spot for a mon that I think is awesome. 95 HAP, 145 attack, 130 defense, and don't forget it can intimidate you on the way in its base form before getting that aerial 8, which just boosts and becomes silly. 130 special attack, so you can run this special, you can run this mixed 100% of the time. Special defense is 90, which is nothing to sneeze at. 120 speed is wonderful. This is Bloodstained Crescent, the Mega Salamence, yes, taken directly from its Pokedex. But let's just hope it doesn't turn its back on me and make that my blood, but rather the blood of my opponents. So, moving on into our second pick, we went ahead and waited on our A tier. Partly because we were planning to wait on our A tier, at least one more round. and partly because I see your spy drone, their sketch. Sumami, putting those in. Anyways, the ninja skin behind the Z crystal there. Shout out to Sumami, by the way, who created these draft slides for me. So you can tell this is not my style, this is Sumami's style. As you should already know if you watch his channel. Okay, so now I've said Honor, Sketch, and Sumami. I will be linking all of their channels down below. Sketch has his variety channel of gaming. Honor has started a channel for a little bit of everything, but mostly Pokemon. And Sumami has I think it's just Pokemon at this point channel. Sumami and Honor being new channels, I will hopefully remember to link all of those down below. Go check them out. Sub, like, watch, all those things, because that is the crew, that is the front office guys, that is the boys. All right, they help me out, they keep me grounded. We trying to make sure we don't destroy each other too difficultly until we play each other. And yeah, so you've seen battles with them before. Cool guys, go check out their channels. So we did get sniped on our A tier. We'll talk more about that later. But we were planning to go Tapu Koko second. Because we were third overall pick, we had a long time to wait. I really wanted Koko. I thought it fit really well what we wanted to do. And I could have taken probably in the third round, but I feel like it was just really solid pick to grab in this spot. So this is Tapu Loco. This is our Tapu Koko. 115 attack, 70 HP, 85 defense, 75 special defense, and 95 attack, which always seems so low because it is so good, especially. And 130 speed, which is the big. So you've already got 120 and 130 speed, which is really solid. I will take that all day out of our top two picks. Part of our Dragon Fairy Steel Core. Spoilers, we do get a Steel type. But yeah, so we pick up pretty good mon here. It's something I have not used in draft. I've not used it at all. I don't typically get expensive electric types, but I feel like this could be really good, especially by giving it the Z crystals. I've seen it prove itself many times in Draft League, and I'm looking forward to trying to prove it again, even in this format with even more bulk around. I feel like it can still pick out the KOs it needs to a lot of the time, or at least cause the problems it needs to. So we move on to our third pick. We went and picked up Tangrowth. I was quite afraid this would get sniped on me. Out of the tier 2 spot, I feel like it's a steal for Tangrowth. To me, it's the best mon in tier 2. With that awesome ability of Leaf Guard, I mean, there's just no better ability in the game. No, for real though. Regenerator is incredible, especially for Tangrowth. 125 defense with 100 HP. And then it just takes those hits and switches out, and then boom, there we go. Its health is back. So 110 special attack and 100 attack. That's pretty solid. 50 special defense and 50 speed are not the best. Pretty good assault vest mon though, with that regen. And actually really good assault vest mon, I'm not gonna lie. And the speed, it's fine because this is intended to be kind of our primary wall, at least one of our primary walls. Definitely something that I think I've used some in draft, but I haven't used it a ton, and that's something I think is going to be very big for this team. Moving on to our fourth pick, we have our second tier 2, so this one is coming out of our free points. We have a Volcarona, Heliosola, the Volcarona, nonetheless. That flame body and that swarm. Good abilities, not great, but we have 85 HP, 60 attack, 65 defense, 135 special attack, that's why it's here. 105 special defense and 100 speed. And with Quiver Dance to boost all three of those, it just gets kind of silly. So Volcarona with one Quiver Dance can absolutely sweep. When you go along the path of the Mega Salamence with one DD can kind of just sweep. So the combination of the two I think is really nice. Having that sweeper on both sides. I mean, Koko could Calm Mind sweep, I guess, but more of the traditional sweeper. Very good. Volcarona is something I've been wanting to use. I do feel bad with this slot because this was intended to be Intimidate Incineroar for the longest time, but I just think Volcarona fit better into what I want to do. It's fortunate because I had this draft originally, these top kind of 4 mons that I wanted to use were Mew, Zapdos, Tangrowth did stay, and Incineroar. Those are kind of the things I was like, I want to use these, and yeah, so Tangrowth stayed. That was good. Decided against Zapdos because I thought Coco fit better with Mence, to not double up on that ice weakness. And then I just felt like I was leaning a little too physical, and I needed Volcarona to help me out on the special side. But we will see more as we go about the team. So just shout out to Incineroar. You're awesome. I'm sorry. Let's keep going. Next pick, we went and picked up our water type. So we've got our Fire, Water, Grass core in the last 3 picks. Cloyster not being the most traditional water type nonetheless, but I really wanted a good ice type. And I like Cloyster. I like what it brings. Hazard stack, good defensive wall. You can really take hits defensively. It's got Toxic Spikes, as I said, Rapid Spinner, Whirlpool, which helps it out as well as the classic Shell Smash Cloyster, and then you go Skill Link on those guys into, it's got a strong priority in Ice Shard. It can run special really well with that Shell Smash for coverage or just to hit different things. But you've got your Icicle Spear and your Rock Blast, which are its primary two. I feel like it wants to utilize, as well as potentially Razor Shell or Hydro Pump. Also, lots of coverage you can have in those spots. But this is Spike the Cloyster, 50 HP, 95 attack, 180 defense, 85 special attack, 45 special defense. Yes, I know that's bad, and 70 speed. But with that Shell Smash, it just gets to a level where it can really sweep. Again, that seems to be, a bit of a theme. So moving on now, we have our tier 4. We have Gadget, who you've seen lots on this channel from other leagues like the DGBA. Shout out if you're watching from the DGBA. We have Gadget the Hitmonlee, Unburden, Limber, and Reckless. Not Reckless and Reckless. But you're not going to use Limber anyways, so it's fine. We have 50 HP, 120 attack, 53 defense, 35 special attack, 110 special defense, 87 speed. With Coco, I feel like Hitmonlee gets really good. I really like drafting Hitmonlee with a Tapu, just as another way of getting that Unburden. I mean, it's good in itself. Rapid Spin, pretty Spadef. Good Assault Vest user when you want it to fill more of that spinner role, because it gets things like knockoff, fake out, so it can kind of pivot as well. Doesn't have a U-turn, unfortunately. That would be great, but it does a lot of things. It can, I've 1v1 a Tapu Koko with Unburden Hitmonlee, a Scarf Tapu Koko. So that's pretty crazy to me. It's definitely a mon that is one of my favorite fighting types to pick up and draft. Probably Hariyama being the other, but we moved Hariyama up a tier in this season because I won the Hitmon race. Sorry, not the Hitmon race, the Gutmon race. So we felt that I kind of proved my point that Hariyama deserved to move up a little bit. Hitmonlee probably should move up a little bit too, but it stays with its other Hitmon friends, which seems pretty fair to me. But anyways, I'm really excited to use this. Another Unburden sweep is potential. Lots and lots of sweeping potential with Tangrowth kind of sitting there and wanting to do some things. I mean, Bulky Mence is Bulky Mence too. Even Volcarona can be pretty bulky as well, with reliable recovery on both of those. Moving on now to Alolan Persian. Darfield is here. Darfield is ready to go with the Z moves even. Really kind of bringing together the main point of this draft. Parting Shot into something with setup that can just then wreck. And then Z Parting Shot in even just makes it that much scarier. Really feel like Alolan Persian and Volcarona putting those in for what was Incineroar, and I can't remember what the tier 4 was. But making that switch, I think, brings my team a whole new level of scary, which I'm excited about. 65 HP, 60 attack, 60 defense, 75 special attack, 65 special defense. None of those are really great, but they're very usable when you consider Fur Coat will double that defense. Nasty Plot for that special attack, and the 115 speed is lovely. Another great speed tier for me to add in here. That fast parting shot is great, as well as I definitely get creative with the Alolan person. Technician, Nasty Plot, Hidden Power sets, taking out Booloos with this thing, even when I wasn't for a code. There's all kinds of things you can do. Assault Vest, fur coat sets that just pivot around with fake out U-turn is always nice. There's lots to do. Really kind of good mod in my opinion for being in tier 4. Obviously parting shot is the main thing. Z parting shot obviously the main reason for giving it the Z crystals, but I think there's more that I can do with it, especially Nasty Plot sets. Does get things like Foul Play that can do some good damage. So it's definitely a mon I like to use because I find I can get real creative with it, and that's what Draft League's about, kind of having fun with things. So next up we have our tier of 5, our first tier 5, being Steelix, Fossil the Steelix, who will be shiny. I forgot to mention a couple that will be shiny, but you'll see that as my videos come up. This is our Steel type as well as our Ground type on the team. I definitely feel like I might be leaning on Steelix a little bit, and because it doesn't have a reliable recovery, that could be a bit of a problem. But we will see. I've got the one mon with Wish being Mega Ments, so maybe we could do some things there. We'll be able to get a little creative. I wanted to use Steelix for a little bit. It feels like a really good mon out of tier 5 to me. I wanted a bulky ground type to go with Coco, because that electric train will be up, just to deal with those. And I feel like getting even more defensive with that to kind of round out that Fairy Ring and Steel Core, I feel like it covers it pretty well. That will really help out Coco and Salamence. Wasn't a ton of Steel types that really fit into the plan that I liked, and I've been wanting to use Steelix with that 75 HP, 85 attack, 200 defense, 55 special attack, 65 special defense, and 30 speed. It's not too often that Cloyster does not have the highest defense stat on a team, and that Tangrowth is actually like my 4th highest defense stat, which just feels crazy, but we will talk about that later. So not very fast, but it's going to take some hits, be able to get some ground type hits off, heavy slams as well, find ways to heal itself up, hopefully, good stealth rocker, all that stuff. I'm looking forward to trying out Steelix. I don't have a ton of plans yet, but I feel like it fits pretty well. Especially, you know, it's Steelix. It feels that steel type role. That's what you want. So now we jump back to tier 1. Because of our plan for our A tier, we are able to afford a tier 1 out of our free picks, which is awesome. This mon was in the plans from the very start. I just felt like I could wait on it. Decided I didn't want to wait anymore, so I picked it up here after getting kind of my key ones out of each that I thought were kind of the top in each tier. So we have Beast of War, obviously named after the Man of War, Jellyfish. It's not actually a jellyfish, but people think it is. The Nihiligo, this thing. Not this thing, this thing. With the 109 HP, 53 attack, 47 defense, 127 in special attack, 131 special defense, and 103 speed. It's good speed tier, just over that 100 barrier, which is nice to have him on that's just over top of that. Great special defense, amazing assault vest user with acid spray, a very good special attack. That beast boost that you can manipulate to get into any of 3 of those stats. Good HP as well. Does not like earthquakes very much, but Tangrowth is a real good earthquake switch hit. So, and because it is so specially offensive, yeah, it doesn't like hidden power grounds, but it's not as worried about it. As well as being able to make things not always run hidden power ice is nice. So we've got the hidden power rock they might want for Volcarona, hidden power ground they might want for Nihiligo, and hidden power ice they might want for Salamence. So kind of playing that 4 times weakness game a little bit. Not overdoing it, but very enjoyable. Scarf Nihai is incredible as well. Can absolutely be a win con, as well as being another hazard stack as well. I do like Cloyster and Nihiligo together. I've used them together some. Went undefeated in the Rando League, with those two being kind of my only mons with bulk outside of Kafakrikas. But worked really well with them. I find I can get creative, and they definitely are win cons. And I like the combination of them having stealth rocks and toxic spikes here, and spikes and toxic spikes on Cloister. I do love my toxic spikes, not gonna lie. As well as just bringing lots of different elements and being the normal offensive win con that people just assume that's their only set. It's far from it, but something that's I'm very much looking forward to use more in draft. I've used it a little bit. It's a mon I like. I'm not really sure why. I feel like I should dislike it, but I like this mon a lot. So I'm excited. I'm excited to use our Beast of War over here, who's ready to beast boost on you. Now we have our second tier 5. We have Advertising, our Drifblim, with Flare Boost, Aftermath, and Unburden. I wanted a Ghost type, and I kind of wanted another more clearing, which often leads to flying types, especially low tier. There's some Rapid Spin mons, but I didn't really like any of them for this team. So I thought Drifblim was kind of cool. A second Unburden mon with Coco was interesting. 150 HP is real nice. With 80 attack and 90 in special attack isn't too bad, considering you can kind of boost those in ways. Does get... I might be doubting. I think it gets Sword Dance. I'm not sure, but either way, to proc that Unburden, get the speed boost, and then be able to acrobatics is nice for the attack side. Flare boost for the special attack is wonderful. 44 in defense and the 54 in special defense. So low defense is high HP, kind of bulky-ish. It's not super bulky, but it's okay. And 80 speed, so it's got workable stats everywhere. I've never even seen it in draft, to be completely honest, but I think it fit pretty well on my team. I can bring it kind of more utility, a little bulkier, status-y type thing if I want it to spin block, if I want a hazard stack a week. We've got Unburden, Flare Boost. Can play some games around with it. I can do some things. Looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to trying to use Drifblim. Obviously, it rose to prominence pretty good in VGC this year at points. So it will be interesting to see how I use it in singles. I've never used it in singles, to be honest. I use it a little bit in VGC, not a lot, but so I'm looking forward to it. I think it filled a role, and a little more flying spam as well. Just, make people a little worried, but it's not like my top 2 tiers are weak dice. Go ahead, bring it, try it. It's fine. We have our tier 3. This was we got sniped twice this draft. This was supposed to be Ditto. So when you can't get Ditto, who can be any mon, just get a mon who can be any type. It seems like a good replacement. So I ended up going with Savali. I debated a bunch of mons out of tier 3. I did need a tier 3. I actually kind of wanted to draft for tier 4, but in this spot, but I'm a tier 3, because that's what I needed. So Arcade Zeus is Savali. I've never really used Savali. I don't feel like I have the creativity to use Savali. Always. I know I've talked a lot about creativity in this draft, but I don't really know. But 95 across the board is good. I'm really enjoying Kingdra right now, and it's more or less the same, with actually lower speed on Kingdra. So obviously very different mons, but second parting shot with this team is actually kind of nice. I did debate Z moves here too, but I went alone in person just because it was faster, and because that was the plan going into the draft. But more parting shot is nice with all my setup mons that I have. Being able to kind of fill any role I wanted. Like I debated Spadefi Bulky Waters here. I debated another steel type here. I almost went Empoleon, and for those of you who know me well, I hate Empoleon, but it was my next option. So I'm glad we have Savali, because otherwise we have Empoleon, and we'll see. Would have given me a little more clearing, which would have been nice, but the second parting shot I think is going to come in useful. And I want to try out Savali. I want to see how I am. We dropped it from tier 2 to tier 3 this season, so I feel like it got a lot more value out of it. And yeah, because it was replacing a Ditto, which obviously I wish I had the Ditto, but I felt like I could kind of wing this slot a little more, if that makes sense. And I feel like Silvally kind of the like, hey, there's a week I want to spam a type, it's there, I can spam Parting Shot, I can do some interesting things. Like, I've been swept by some interesting Silvallies before. It's got some decent setup, Flame Charge and whatnot, it's got Bolt Beam, it's got some things. Yeah, Silvally Rock sweeping me in a late game sweeping me in a draft tournament was real sad one time. Silvally Rock, man. Didn't see that one coming, I'm not gonna lie. Flame charged once and killed everything with multi-attack, and I was real sad. Anyways, moving on from Silvally, who I don't sound excited about, to another one I'm not super excited about, just because I never thought I'd use it ever, really, and now this is its second draft league. Blame Honor for the first one. But we have this Deoxys Defense as our A tier. So this was supposed to be Mew. That was who I wanted as my A tier. Bulky Psychic as well as Defog. Primarily, as well as I really like Nasty Plot Mew. I think it's really good. But so we went with Deoxys Defense. There wasn't a ton of options in A tier. Thought about a couple mons out of Tier 1. None of them. I see another ninja ask, who let sketch near these slides? Who did this? Anyways, I'm sure I've missed at least one too that he's gonna comment down below, all happy with himself. Anyways, so we pick up the massive defense of 160 with 160 special defense with low HP and 50. 70 attack, 70 special attack, and 90 in speed. I feel like this has semi-similar stats to Drifblim, which is kind of weird. I know the defenses are flipped with the HP, but it feels kind of semi-similar. Just weird, but anyways. Another rocker. Does get taunt. Hopefully I don't have to run it all the time. I'm a little worried about this getting set up on, not going to lie. But be able to run that. Nasty Plot Psycho Boost, I think it gets Sword Stance, Superpower, it's got something, like, it's got a lot of things, it's a Deoxys. Super bulky, super bulky Psychic type, something else people have to break. I was a little shy on the special defense side, so having this as another option is really nice. It's something people have to be ready for, which I like. I just have to figure out how I'm going to use it. So I don't typically use mons like this, so I have to get a little more creative with DN Mayday. But I think it can definitely be a massive problem for a lot of teams that don't have the right things to break it. And I felt like I wasn't very, weak to the, type this weak to. Maybe I'm a little bug weak, but I also have, Megaments and Volcarona for that, so, and Nihiligo, so, I'm not super worried about that. Dark and Ghost, I'm not very weak to. I'm not super worried about people being able to spam stuff on it. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how I use Deoxys Defense, because I don't even know yet. But either way, that is the end of our draft slides here. That is the end of our team. You can see it down below. We have Megaments as our S tier. We have Deoxys Defense as our A tier. We have Tapu Koko and Nihiligo as our tier 1s. We have Tangrowth and Volcarona as our tier 2s. Cloyster and Silvally at tier 3. Hitmonlee and Alolan Person out of tier 4. And we have Steelix and Drifblim out of tier 5. Very excited to use this team. I really like it. I didn't get sniped too much, and I'm not super worried about when I did. I don't quite have the clearing I wanted, just because Volcarona. But I mean, I've got Defog Mance and Defog Drifblim, as well as Rapid Spin, Cloyster, and Hitmonlee. None of those really want to be your primary, get stuff away for Volcarona. But at the same time, with Parting Shot helping out Volcarona, it's nice. Just to help protect it a little bit more to get in. as well as, you know, some other things, being able to really do a lot of shifting. We'll see if I end up making any moves. So Valley's probably the one that will get moved, if anything. But, or maybe Deoxys Defense if I end up not liking it. But I like the team that I have now. I'm looking forward to using it, and I'm looking forward to bringing you the battles for UPC Season 2. It's a league that's, it's the one I care most about, to be completely honest. We missed out on playoffs, technically by a loss, but it was, I thought I had to play for a 2-0, and I made the play for a 2-0 that lost me a 1-0 in the final battle. And yeah, it was unfortunate, but either way, we didn't make playoffs Season 1. We are looking to make playoffs Season 2. Hopefully not get hacked out of so many battles, because last season was not fun in that regards. And hopefully we have the right blessings on this team to send us forth. Hope you're having a great day, everybody, because Coach Oak said so, and I will see you all next time.